Yeah, victory! For a recipe to make both my wife and I happy, you know it's gotta be good.
Really good.
Yeah. So stick around to see what some of those are.
So much flavor.
I thought this was gonna be like an F.
It's really good. I really like it.
This is a winner. No. We recently posted a series of compilations of our individual favorite recipes here on the channel, and a lot of you asked if there was enough recipes that you could put together a compilation of Woolie and my favorites. And there are. In fact, there's enough for potentially a part 2. If you want something like that, let me know in the comments down below. And some of these recipes, the kids might even like.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Today, you're gonna see everything from falafel wraps to pho bowls to raspberry cheesecakes. I'll also put a link in the description down below for all the cookbooks we use. I'll have a reference on the screen for what they are. And if you're interested in buying any of those, we have a link in the description down below. Getting them from those links helps us out here on the channel. Other ways you can help us out here on the channel are going to our merch store, where you can get shirts like this, or shirts like this, or this, or a water bottle, or a coffee cup. I'm sorry for the shameless plug. I'm not really though. Before we jump into those recipes, I'd love to give a shout out to some of the people who've said hello to us in the comments down below. Karen from Lacey, Washington in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Lisa from San Jose, California. Marion from Portland, Oregon. Lori from Massachusetts. Tiffany from Indiana. Catriona from Scotland. Rosemary Henry from Ozone Park, New York. Swiss Miss from Germany. Kat from Virginia Beach. Jennifer from Vancouver, British Columbia. And Anita from, I don't actually know because you didn't say where you're from, but I do know that you're from our Mighty Network, which is a group of like-minded individuals who get together on the message boards, share our stories, recipes, and they also get a couple other awesome perks like early videos, members-only live streams, the occasional giveaway, and lots of other fun stuff. I'm also starting to post some of our test recipes from our upcoming ebook that is coming at some point in the near future. Please don't ask me when it's coming out because we're working on it really, really hard. Anyway, you can get access to our Mighty Network for the price of a crappy cup of coffee a month. And now let's check out some of Woolie and my favorite recipes. Dinner, we're gonna make this warm harvest salad with walnut dressing. The only big differences I'm gonna do, I think, is I'm gonna add some protein to it because we're gonna make it into a dinner salad. So I'm gonna add some chickpeas, I think. Chickpeas, Annie? Okay, and I might throw in some beets in here too, because I cooked some beets that we had left over yesterday, and they need a home, so I think they're gonna find themselves in this salad. Otherwise, I'm gonna make it pretty much as is.
We're all such great claws. They produce such great claws.
My wife's just down there talking to our cloths, don't mind her.
We have such great claws.
They need positive reinforcement from time to time.
What cloth doesn't?
This walnut dressing is pretty stellar, but it has like a nuttiness and this fattiness, but it doesn't taste like walnuts in the way that it's like overpowering, but it makes it like an earthier kind of dressing, which I think is gonna be banging. What do you think? Anything like it?
You just never know.
You really don't. You can make a meal for Annie 3 times and she loves it. It's her favorite meal the first 3 times, and then she hates it. It's like playing Russian roulette with dinner.
She likes to keep our lives exciting, interesting.
She sure does.
It would be so boring without an Annie.
You didn't like it, right?
I want French fries!
We're trying to come up with a new ranking system because this is a new book.
I think it should be dish or miss. Dish or miss.
Hump or bump? This meal gets 4 humps. 1 aggressive bump from Annie.
Hit or miss, hit or miss.
Hit or miss.
It's really good. I like it.
Hit.
It's a hiss.
It's a hiss.
It's got a lot of textures and flavors and
Hiss. I thought the sauce was not going to be a hit, so I'm really impressed by that.
Amazing.
Annie likes it.
I love it.
If nothing else, I'm gonna steal this dressing and use it more often. So we're gonna make some falafel pita pockets for dinner tonight. I made falafels before. I have my own recipe on the website. But what I like about this is it combines chickpeas and black beans. And then just a ton of other things that I think will just give it a nice little pop of flavor. So I'm really, really excited to try this new falafel recipe. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna cut up a bunch of veggies and some other things and build kind of like a build your own pita pocket bar for my daughter and a friend of hers who's coming over for dinner. And my wife will be here too. My son's away tonight. You didn't need all this information, and yet now you have it. If this works out, this could be like another like weekly rotation kind of meal, a build your own falafel bar. You know, I'm gonna do some rice for my wife because she doesn't do the gluten. So yeah, lots of options on how to eat this puppy. And for the inside of it, I'm gonna have some hummus, but also I'm gonna use that green goddess dressing too. How's the falafel, mommy?
It's pretty good. Crunchy, soft, flavorful. I still prefer falafels where the beans are just soaked and not cooked.
So maybe I could combine that with these flavors.
Maybe.
What do you think?
Strong.
You like the falafel? Did you get more than one? Because you said you were only gonna get one. You got two, and you like it?
It's very good. The falafels are very smushy.
Is smushy good for you? I like that a lot.
Okay.
It's not dry at all.
Yeah, I like them better than the other recipe you have there. Those ones get really dry.
Best falafel ever.
She's never said best anything ever about food I've made.
I'm proud of you. Best pizza ever.
This is a winner. No Spill everywhere. Oh, falafel fixing service. This could be like a good regular weeknight meal or build your own falafel bar. Mm-hmm. Especially because I can probably make like a big batch of these and freeze them.
Yeah, it is really good.
And he likes it. I'm gonna make these pecan pie bars. Now, this is the dessert that needs to be made either the morning of or the night before. So we're actually gonna be eating these tomorrow, and I'm making them to give to a friend as well because we've signed up for this meal share. So it's 2 phases. You gotta make a crust using almond flour, maple syrup. It asks for coconut oil or vegan butter, but I'm just gonna use aquafaba. Here, I just used aquafaba, and it seems to work just fine. Keep in mind, when you use the almond flour, it tends to clump up, so you might need to like break it apart with your hands a little bit, like I did here. And then vanilla extract. And then you bake that in a crust. Then you let it cool and you add a filling. If the filling is interested, it's made up of pecans and coconut sugar, maple syrup, and coconut milk. Looks good. So I'm looking forward to something like this, but we won't be able to try it till tomorrow. So stay tuned for that.
Let's break free.
They kind of set a little, the crust got a little mushy. In the photo, it definitely looks crustier, like more of a firm crust, but they got a bit soggy in the fridge. Yeah, it says to let them sit in the fridge overnight up to, or 8 hours, so. I did what it said. Ephraim's gonna try one shortly because he's going out to babysit tonight.
Mmm. Pretty good.
Yeah? What's it taste like? I haven't tried it yet.
Tastes like a butter tart.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe this is our way to make butter tarts. Like maybe change the crust, right? But make butter tarts like this with this mixture.
Yeah.
Sweet. Evie says it tastes like a butter tart.
It's really tasty.
Yeah?
Quite sweet. But tasty.
Good?
Really good. But sweet. So if you're looking for something sweet, that's good. If you're trying to avoid sweet, not so good.
Crust is not very, it kind of got soggy. I would maybe play with a different crust recipe for this if I was to make it. If it tastes as good as I think it'll taste, because Evie raved about it. Yeah. Yeah, that's got like the flavor of a butter tart. It's definitely very sweet. It's very treaty. You don't need a lot of this. This is delicious. This woman's desserts are on point. Good job. I want to take just a quick second to tell you about an exciting new partnership we have here on the channel. This is a company that is entirely cruelty-free and plant-based. It's entirely women-owned, and to boot, it's right here in Canada, although it does ship to other parts of the world, so don't worry. Today's affiliate sponsor is Based. Based is a brand new line of drink powders that range from everything from mind and body protein drinks, along with gut-healthy green drinks. They also have moisturizers, as well as body wash and conditioners. This is a company that is under the same umbrella as our friends over at Lean Fit, but this is an entirely new line of new products that does other things that Lean Fit doesn't do, like a protein powder that also supports your mind and your body. I mean, it already supports your body because protein and whatnot, right? It's also got other drinks that help support your immunity and gut health. And my new favorite one is this mocha shake. It's like having coffee and energy and all the things all in once. It's a combination of green tea, protein powder, and it's delicious and does all the good things for you. What I love about this company is that they are on a mission for clean and nutritious products that support our badass bodies. You can use our exclusive link in the description down below to get 20% off of select products. All right, let's get back to some more of Woolie and my favorite recipes. We're gonna make these pho bowls, and this is pretty simple though. It's mostly just throwing everything into a pot and cooking it. So it's not that complicated. So the first part of this soup is just making the broth, which is just putting a bunch of stuff in and then letting it sit and soak and boil, and then you pull it all out.
I thought you were talking to me and just mansplaining.
I was
Yeah.
No, I'm talking to the people. I'm mansplaining to the people, not to you. And taste it.
I'm having a problem.
What's your problem?
Annie had given her friends a snack, and there were currants in it, and I picked one up, and I bit it, and it wasn't a currant, it was my peppercorn. Now my mouth is like...
So you're not gonna taste the broth, because your mouth's on fire. I'll test the broth. Oh my God.
I gotta go.
Maybe a little bit heavier than a niece. Let's see how everyone else feels about it. So to build your own pho bowl, there's tofu, there's bean sprouts, there's cilantro, basil, and
If
onion.
I want nothing.
If you want nothing, that's fine. I would put a little tofu in though, otherwise it's not gonna have much protein.
Oh, really nice broth. Not too much flavor.
Yeah?
Yeah, I dig it.
Hey, that's a soup that you're eating with that fork.
I don't think so.
You need both.
Look,
You're not gonna get the broth, man. The broth is like the best part of pho.
the taste of it's on the fork. Pretty good. I guess.
Annie, you're using chopsticks. Sorry, we never know how to eat soup in this house, apparently. You didn't get the broth at all?
You want to taste it? Are you sure? It's quite full.
That's the whole point of the dish. Try a little bit of the broth, please.
We have rules in this house, and one is that we taste everything. Go. On your mark, set. Show all the children on YouTube how easy it is to taste new things. There you go. You love it?
No.
She loves it.
Taste good.
I think that broth is really, really lovely and flavorful. And it didn't take that long. It was like half hour of all these flavors soaking together.
He's lying. It took an hour to make this dinner.
But the broth only took half hour.
But what, people just gonna eat broth?
Yeah, fair.
It's delicious, but not quick.
This is true. I'm gonna say 3 out of 4 people in our house like this. For dinner tonight, I'm gonna make this brown rice poutine with miso gravy. I'm from Canada, and so poutine, otherwise known as poutine in other parts of the world, it's the same way it's mispronounced a lot, and I also mispronounce it myself from time to time. I'm not gonna tell my kids this is poutine because they're gonna look at it and be like, that's not a thing. That doesn't look like poutine. Maybe I'll tell them after, see how they react. It'll be poor. They'll not consider this a poutine. But it's like it's called an Asian-inspired nod to Canada's signature dish, is the way that Ashley describes it in this book. So this is a miso gravy, and we're out of miso here at the farm, and I went to the grocery store and they didn't have it either. So if you're the kind of person that gets really upset when I don't follow the recipe perfectly, maybe this video is not going to be for you, because I'm a home cook, and so when things like this, I don't have everything, I improvise. And if you're like me and you can't find miso, here's what you do. You can swap out, say for this recipe, for example, I need 2 tablespoons of miso. So what I'm gonna do instead is combine a tablespoon of tahini and a tablespoon of soy sauce or tamari sauce. Mix those together, and that'll give you the same type of flavor you're looking for with the miso sauce. That's an easy home swap you can do that'll give you the same sort of thing. If that bothers you that I'm not doing it perfectly the way the recipe says, that's fine. I respect that. Okay, so this is pretty simple. So I got some rice cooking. We're going to cook some tofu, and we're gonna toss in this little seasoning mix they have in here. Freshest garlic from the farmer's market. Ooh, it's gonna be good. I'm making a mess, Woolie. Are you excited for the mess? But why? Are you excited for the taste the mess will make? Possibly. And then we're gonna make like a gravy out of shiitake mushrooms. So I just realized I was supposed to cook the garlic with the mushrooms, but I put them in there. So that's a mistake. It's still gonna have all the ingredients, just in the wrong cooking order. Make fun of me if you want. I can take it, blend this up, put them on the mushrooms. I was actually able to find shiitake mushrooms. I don't see why you couldn't just use any mushroom you have, honestly, but I did actually was able to find those, so there we go. Annie, you gonna help me make dinner? Okay, bye. So the thing about this gravy is you can only get it to a little light simmer, not a boil, because the arrowroot flour, or arrowroot starch, or powder, whatever you want to call it, won't work as well once it gets to a boiling point. It's very heat sensitive. So we just want to thicken this up a little bit. Once you start to see little bubbles forming, you gotta turn it down and let it simmer. You know, it's kind of perfect when you can do this and it holds a shape of a line. That's a good thickness for gravy.
Yeah,
Does it taste miso-y?
I think a little.
I'll take a little. I mean, it didn't have, miso wasn't the main ingredient, it was mushrooms. I like it. Whoa, reminds me of something, I don't know what yet.
I know, see? That's what I just said.
What does it remind me of? Whatever it is, I like it. It's a really good flavor. And then you top it with some other vegetables, and you put the gravy stuff on top. It's gonna be good. You say you don't want to try the gravy, but you will? Why don't you just go in with
doing it.
Go with the mentality that maybe you'll like it.
Yay! I'm gonna love this.
Oh. Oh.
Uh-oh.
What?
What just happened?
Few moments later.
Wait a minute, what happened? There was a second there. You're going back again. You're not sure. You're so confused right now.
I don't know if it tastes good.
I can tell you it does. And are you proud of yourself?
No.
For expanding your horizons?
No.
Are you gonna put a little gravy on?
Yeah.
Yeah! Victory! We take the small wins in this house.
Falling apart. Okay.
Annie's coming, she's hungry. Did you get work up an appetite?
I really like it. It's really good. It's got some spice to it. It's creamy, crunchy, it's flavorful, it feels really healthy, doesn't feel really heavy.
There's a lot of spinach in that bite.
Yummy.
Everything Woolie said times 2. It's so good. It tastes like it should be unhealthy, but it's not. I love this. I love this so much.
You talking to your bookie? Get off. Time for dinner. He's booking golf because he's fancy like that.
It's okay.
Yeah, you like it?
It's not the best. Gravy's a bit spicy.
Yeah? In a bad way or a good way?
In a mad way.
Huh. It's called brown rice poutine.
Where are the fries? There's not even potato in here. Get out of my face.
So I'm gonna say this was like a winner for the adults, and the kids were less than impressed. Although Annie is continually confused about how she feels about this meal. Excuse the dishwasher sounds. It's a dishwasher. But you never complain about the audio in these videos, so I appreciate that. Even though there's things like dishwashers and There's Rufus eating over there somewhere. Tonight's dinner is going to be the best marinated lentils and crispy smashed potatoes. Ooh, I'm making both of these at once. So, you know, understand that as you're watching, we're gonna jump back and forth a little bit, but we're gonna get the potatoes going first. It's pretty simple. It's basically you boil the potatoes, then you smash them down, and then you bake them. So the potatoes take a beat to do. It's like an hour worth of time here. So we're getting started on this early. And then while they're cooking, at some point you make a avocado garlic aioli. She recommends using a homemade vegan mayo. She even has a recipe in the book, and I was gonna make it, but of course it calls for a cup of oil, and you know me, I'm not gonna put a cup of oil in my dinner. Luckily, Woolie accidentally made silken tofu when she was trying to make silken yogurt. So I've got this really thick silken tofu that's mayo-like. It tastes beanie-ish. I'm gonna add some apple cider vinegar to it to give it that mayo tang, but I'm looking forward to this. I think it's gonna be tasty. It's really simple. What do you want to try the crema? The garlic avocado crema?
You just made this the other day?
No, this is brand new.
Creamy.
Wait for the garlic.
Oh yeah, I taste the garlic. We're all gonna have bad breath.
Normally I would do these in like an instant pot, but I'm just gonna do them on the stove, like she says. Cooking the lentils and then adding all the other ingredients to flavor them. You know what? I changed my mind. I lied. I'm gonna do them in the instant pot because it seems silly to me to cook these on the stovetop. So it was busy in the kitchen, and I neglected to turn the Instant Pot into the quick release when I was supposed to, and so the lentils got a little mushier than they probably should be. They look very beautifully cooked in the photo. Not so much here. This is the nailed it situation. Nailed it! But they're gonna taste delicious, right, Woody?
That's what you say.
The one thing I think I'm missing from the lentils is just some cherry tomatoes. She recommends mixing into them. I missed it. I missed it on the grocery list, so we don't have that. So we're missing that pop of little flavor from that. But otherwise, the lentils are pretty simple too.
7, 6.
Those things. Look at those things. Oh. Okay. Another thing worth noting is that in both these recipes, it calls for a little bit of oil for the lentils as part of the marinade that goes on top of the lentils, and on the potatoes for just drizzling over top to help them crispen up. And use aquafaba for both of those. Aquafaba, for those who don't know, is the liquid that's left in a can of chickpeas. It's magical liquid. Don't throw it out. That you're gonna love. That is a sun-dried tomato.
I don't like sun-dried tomatoes.
Oh, please get some of that in your mouth. You're gonna love it so much.
I don't like sun-dried.
Hey, yo, what?
Everywhere.
It's part of it. Please try it with it.
I hate sun-dried tomatoes. They're disgusting.
Annie, really? They're salty.
Okay, this is a full bite, right?
Okay, full bite.
It's good.
You did such a 180. And then on the side of this, I'll probably add some peas or something just to add some greens to the dish because it's a bit vacant of vegetables.
It's really good.
Yeah?
I like this cookbook. We should cook from it more often. It's all mixed together.
Oh, okay.
As a meal, it's very good. It just tastes really good all together.
What do you give it?
S.
Spicy.
Spicy. It's garlicky.
Spicy.
Okay. I thought you liked spicy.
Too spicy. It's good. The sauce is good. It's just spicy.
Oh, okay.
A S minus.
Oh. Okay. That's pretty good. Ephraim?
Potatoes are pretty good. Like Mom said, it tastes like potatoes.
But with the sauce
The
on top.
sauce, really garlicky.
Too garlicky?
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah. What do you think of them though?
I mean, the lentils, I'll give a B+. And potatoes, I'll give a A. Because, I'm just saying, not the best potatoes I've ever had. The best potatoes are like those like mini ones. And they like have like the crispy whatever skin. They're like pop in your mouth. And you go like, you know?
I have to say something about the sauce. It tastes like something you would get in a restaurant.
Is that in a good way?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very good note. Thank you.
Those lentils are so much better than I thought they were going to be. They're called the best marinated lentils, and so I was like, that's a huge claim. This lives up. These are, I wouldn't think to have this. I thought this was going to be like an F. That's an S for me. Potatoes are awesome. I like the smashed potato format. We haven't really done that before.
Mini potatoes.
Yeah, mini potatoes are better because you get more. Delicious. I might have put too much garlic in, but I kind of just did what she said. She said one
My
large.
breath is gonna stink.
Aioli is great. Reduce the garlic by half, maybe. If I reduce that aioli, it'll be an S for sure. But it's just maybe an A. And he's still my dinner.
I'm gonna make these mini vegan raspberry cheesecakes. That's cheese with a Z, because it's vegan, I guess, or hip, I don't know. I'm not hip, so I don't know these things. This you gotta make in advance because it needs time to set inside the freezer. Last night I soaked the cashews. I didn't have enough cashews for a full batch, which is 8 servings, so I'm doing this in a half batch. I'm a little worried it's not gonna blend properly because it's not a big enough batch. Well, let's find out. And then we just top it with frozen raspberries. It seems simple enough. Let's see how I can screw this up. Come try your cheesecake.
Slimy.
Ew!
I can't hold it up straight. Too frozen.
Too frozen? How's the flavor though?
Good. Kind of like sweet. Tastes kind of like cheesecake. And then have like the. It's missing like the cheese. Like it's not.
I'm gonna try it.
It's like
Let me finish.
it tastes like cheesecake, but it doesn't have like a full cheese flavor like cheesecake has.
But it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You want to get some? Think we need plates, Sandy?
Uh-huh.
Want to get some plates and some knives and forks, Steve?
No.
Please. You keep going back. You have a weird look on your face. What's going on there? You like it, and yet you're confused. Inside the mind of a child, she contemplates her lot in life and her place in the universe as she eats the cheesecake. Let's listen and hear if we can see what she's thinking.
There goes the wild Annie to take her first bite.
It's like grainy.
Little grain. I know. I had a hard time blending it all up.
It doesn't really taste like anything.
What?
What?
I have a bit of cheesecake flavor.
No.
I like that. It's coconutty.
It's not coconutty.
Interesting, there's no coconut in it.
I don't know.
It's cashew.
Oh, it's cashewy.
I'm just gonna have a bite.
Don't eat it if you're allergic to tree nuts.
I like that a lot.
What is that?
So you like it?
Very good.
That's a good one.
Do you
Good
have
job.
Do you have no more of this blonde stuff?
No, but that's easy to make. All that is dates and oats,
Can I make some
I guess.
now?
I would, instead of making it like this, I would just make it as a cheesecake and do slices. Because this is kind of a pain.
And it's thick.
But it's good. Thanks for joining us in this compilation of Woolie and my favorite recipes. Don't forget to use our link down below to get 20% off of Based's new line of products. They also have shampoos and moisturizers and conditioners and whatnot as well. If you'd like to see another kind of compilation here on the channel, let me know and I'll see if I can't put that together for you. Let us know in the comments down below. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, please do so to let YouTube know to send this video to other people, but also so you get more videos like this in your feed. Speaking of which, this is the one that YouTube's been saving for you for a rainy day or a sunny day or whatever kind of day it is. They've been saving it for today. You're welcome.